Okay. Alright. I am back. Okay. The entrance to the mansion was locked, but Erica had a master key, so she opened it without any trouble. She had gotten Cross and the others to take the master keys from the servants, and at that time, she had used a little sleight of hand to pilfer one of them.
Well then, where shall we go first?
Why ask? Let's go and hear Balor's answer. Grinning, Erica cut across the entrance hall and passed in front of the dining hall. Deeper, deeper. She headed for the guest room that Balor had laid dead in. Balor could put off deciding whether the seals would remain whole or not until the moment right before Erica witnessed them. However, once she did witness them, the game master would have to show what happened to them. In the witch's game they were in now, the simple act of going to check the seals around the guest house. In the witch's game they were in now, the simple act of going to check the seals around the guest room was an attack.
Are you ready, Lord Battler?
Yeah, or as you'd say it, come, step forward. Good! Then show us your response. Well now, are the seals broken or are they not? Has the clothes room been preserved or hasn't it? The piece Erica had held high in the air was the White Queen, which represented herself. Her target was Balor's camp. She attacked. Erica dashed down the hallway with a sickening smile and clung to the guest room door like a spider. Then she closely examined the seals she placed retroactively. Are you sure? You are sure about this, right? Battler? Is this okay, Battler? Yeah, I can't back down here. After all, even if I'm sealed in here, there are ways of placing the letter. But now Erica will probably enter the guest room, and then she will observe your corpse. What are you going to do? If the corpse is there, then there's no problem. The letter's prediction will be off, but it's not as though there's a penalty for that. But still, you intend to fight head on. There are times when a man is challenged head on that he has to respond no matter who the opponent. I must not pull back here. I'll take that challenge. I can search for a way out all I want later. I managed to do that with Ginzo Steady last time. Don't worry. I can do it. I can do it. Come on, Erica!
We have confirmed the seals of the guest house are...
Wait. I messed up. I'm so sorry. My bad. I should probably go back. Don't worry. I can do it. I can do it. Come on, Erica! Okay.
We have confirmed that the seals of the guest room are undamaged. Since the time Lady Erica confirmed Balor's presence, this closed room has been preserved.
Good! I'm breaking the seals! Rip, tear! Erica destroyed the packing tape seal on the door in ecstasy. It looked as though the intellectual ravager had finally laid her true nature here. Okay. I'm opening it. Let's have a look at Balor's naked scenario. Like a ruffian pushing down a frail girl, Erica mercilessly and greedily threw the door open. Then finally, inside of Balor's guest room was observed by Erica. Balor had to show it. Was there a corpse or wasn't there? Come on, Balor! Ah! Here's my response! Balor grabbed a black piece from the board and raised it high. Ah, that piece. Beato had no memories of the time that she had been an expert at this game, and yet for some reason, she realized this was a move that could not be taken back. Once this piece was moved, they couldn't move it back. Ah! Uh-oh. The guest room was covered by a silent darkness. It was pitch black, and nothing could be seen. However, there was However, there was a light switch just off to one side of the entrance. If she flicked that, the room would be lit up, and she would see whether or not there was a corpse on the bed.
Shall I turn them on?
No, wait a second, please. Battler, I have a proposal. Let's hear it. I think you already know, but this time around, I'm not aiming to find the culprit and achieve a standard victory. My enemy is not the lowly culprit killing the pieces, but my opponent, you, yourself. I know. So, you're after a logic error. I'm seriously regretting it now. Even though you were just pretending to be miserable, I fell for it completely and gave you a ridiculous ability.
That was your pride. It will cost you dearly.
Damn it. So, what is your proposal? With a firm voice, Beato urged her to continue. Until just a second ago, she had remained behind Battler's back, a bit flustered. However, she was steady now. She saw that Battler had let his emotions take control of him and had been lured into making a bad move, and realized that it was time for her to stay cool and support him. Erika's proposal couldn't be anything good, and on top of that, Erika was sly. She probably wouldn't make a proposal that would be easily rejected.
I will now turn on the light. The top of the bed will be lit up, and it will be decided whether or not Battler has disappeared as the letter predicted.
If he's there, great. There's nothing strange at all. The letter's prediction would just be wrong. Of course, the argument would probably switch over to, then who put the letter there? But for the time being, the location of the fight would probably move outside this closed room. And if he's missing? Beato already knew. She knew the move that Battler had made a second ago. Battler had already disappeared from this room. Therefore, they would need to prepare a disappearing trick other than he was actually alive and left through the door. The situation is simple. First, this room is a closed room. Also, Battler's life or death status hadn't been confirmed. In other words, him being alive wouldn't cause any problems. They had to make Erika think that Battler had vanished from the situation. He just had to escape from the room. Or, if that wasn't possible, he just had to hide somehow and wait for her to leave, making her think that he disappeared. Inside this tiny room, I will now begin our endgame. The chase after the king. It should end in just a few moves. You'll be unable to construct the logic needed to let Battler escape from this room, and the tail will be destroyed. Game over. Fighting to keep that from happening is our job. What is this proposal of yours? An endgame fought over a logic error should be a bit more precise. Once again, we will fight with the red and blue truths. But we need a referee on the same level as the game master to observe and see that he doesn't create any logic errors with the red truth. That seems reasonable. There's nothing special about this. Back when the old you was the game master, you were under the observation of your guardian lady Lambda Delta. In that way, it was judged that all the red truths were valid. So, you were telling us to show Lambda Delta our cards.
I've been watching since the beginning. It's okay, don't worry. I am impartial in my judgments.
Can you say that in red?
Yep. I swear that I am impartial in my judgments. I was playing impartial in the last game, wasn't I?
Especially for the interesting judgments where she doesn't care which way it falls. Accept it, Battler. Erika is going to corner you. Understand? She will duel with you and kill you in this room. If you're a man, accept the duel. Sure, fine. We won't get anywhere if you suspect every single impossible murder of Sure, fine. We won't get anywhere if you suspect every single impossible murder I show of being a logic error. It's true that we need an observer to guarantee that the game is legitimate.
Then I'll come around to your side. Let me take a look at your hand.
Lambda Delta understood what Battler had up his sleeve. She saw that Erika's first move had indeed gone straight through his heart. Just as Erika had guessed, Battler was alive and had slipped out of the room after Erika had examined his corpse, placed the letter by the guest house, and hid himself somewhere. When the packing tape seals had been retroactively placed in the guest room, he would have had to show that they had been torn. However, if he had done that, it'd be the same as admitting that he had seen through and that he'd lost. Unwilling to admit that, Balor had claimed that the seals had been maintained with false courage, and was now rushing to revise his logic. True, he could still escape for a few more moves. However, Erica was planning to corner and kill him here. Battler, you're fighting with some pretty incredible cards here. Cards? Does this game of chess look like a card game to you? To me, it looks as though you're all playing a game of poker. So by moving this to the side and looking at the cards you hold, I understand everything. That's an awful move. It's a complete waste, and Erica's already seen right through you. What would you do? I'm the referee. I can't give you advice, but let me tell you my impressions. No, that's okay. It's chilling. You're trying to use this useless move, this baseless bluff, to make Erica back down. She's not going to back down, that girl. After all, you're the one who should be throwing his chips in and folding now. Thanks for the advice. Battler, I agree with her. Let's back down from the fight in this room. We don't have any winning cards. Were you hoping to discard your cards and draw something more useful? I thought you were playing chess. In the world of chess, if you rely on luck, you die. By hoping to draw something useful, she meant relying on luck and betting that. And even if he couldn't think of a trick now, he might think of a good plan for making a closed room trick later on. If you enter into the fight without any trick in mind, you get killed. And now was the time to back down. When Erica flipped the switch, he just had to be sleeping there on that bed. That's all he needs. Lambda, I don't know what you're talking about, but you're chatting too much. A referee needs to be impartial. True. Then, good luck, Battler. I'm hoping for a precise chess-like battle. You aren't playing poker, are you? Are you ready, Battler? Yeah, I am. Turn the lights on whenever you want. For the rest of the fight in this room, the progression of the time will be stopped. This way, all the moves for both players will be made at the same time, and the first move made will be treated no differently than the last move. It might be hard to understand, but this rule exists for the purpose of maintaining logic, and to keep you protected as well. From here on out, you can use all the twisted logic you want to rebuild the trick in this room. In other words, it's possible that you might think of a good idea partway through the fight. Normally, it's unfair to revise your plot partway through. In order for that to be acceptable, you need a world stopped in time, where everything happens at once, and where logic that you think of afterwards can counter your opponent's earlier moves. Of course, Erica can take advantage of this rule as well. If you revise your trick to be a new one, she can deal with that in a different way. This is pretty complicated. It's simple. It's like a corrupt politician's war of twisted logic. You lie shamelessly. When evidence is shown revealing that lie, you retract those previous lies and shamelessly say that you just remembered it wrong, and then change to a new lie that doesn't have any contradictions. The fight goes between the lie and evidence exposing it, then another lie. Like a fight between two snakes spinning around trying to eat each other's tails. Good! Just think of it as a world in which you're allowed to use twisted logic based off your opponent's moves as often as you want. I used that myself when sealing this room, so I thought it was only fair to let you do the same. You have no shame, do you? Okay, then let's have both sides begin. Will Erica take the first move? Will she start by checking the bed? By checking to see what he's bet? Yeah, let's start by checking to see if Battler's on the bed. Erica, begin. Leave it to me, my master! Light on! With a click, the sound of a light switch rang out, and the bulb turned on, lighting up the room. On Battler's bed was Delnor. Confirm it with the red. Yes, Ushiromia Battler. No, it's my move. I'll say it. Ushiromia Battler is not on the bed. Good. I'm glad you didn't run away from the fight. I'm impressed. It's a high-stakes battle, so it'll cost you a lot if you're the one who loses. Are you prepared?
No one would raise the stakes unless they felt confident in their advantage.
Dalnor, keep a record.
As you wish.
At Dalnor's nod, Cornelia, who was hanging back, started taking a record. She wrote down that Balor's corpse, which should have been on the bed, was not, and also that Balor hadn't backed down from this closed room game.
As previously announced, Balor's first move is to have the corpse vanish. Now it's Erika's turn. Go ahead. I present the possibility that Ushimiya Balor is alive and hiding somewhere in this room. I proclaim this with the blue truth.
Invalid. If you want to use the blue truth, give me a specific location. In the last game, Beato did that in Kinzo's study, and Dalnor made Swiss cheese of her right. Are you trying to take revenge for that?
Before I start searching, I have one blue truth I can use without a search. There is a possibility of a hidden door X that is impossible to discover. He's hidden behind that, so it's impossible for me to find him.
Noxus third. It's forbidden for the hidden passages to exist. Isn't that right? No hidden places that are impossible for Erika to find exist inside the glass room.
Noxus third valid.
Good. Then let's get started with a search. Erika slowly began to walk around the room. Until the end game had started, Erika had become energetic, jumping around patiently like a hungry dog. However, now that it had actually begun, this was a stifling battle of wits, where each breath made her tense. Even the quiet sound of the rain was distracting.
Now that I've searched the room, let's confirm its layout. The guest room is divided into two rooms, the bedroom and the bathroom. Lady Erika has currently searched the entire bedroom section. There is only one exception. I'll leave that one place for the time being. So, were there any irregularities discovered in the bedroom? There were none, except for the one location where there is no one to be seen in the bedroom.
What's this except for one location business? Say it without being annoying.
There's a reason a face-down car remains face down. I'll turn it over if it's needed, so look forward to it.
After thoroughly checking the bedroom, Erika headed for the bathroom door. Since he wasn't in the bedroom, it was natural to think that he was in the bathroom. And since the guest room was made up of two rooms, if Balor was in the bathroom either, it would mean that he had managed to vanish from the closed room, except for that single location that Erika had intentionally left unchecked.
I'm checking the bathroom. Lady Erika, the sound of water can be heard from inside. Also, there is a faint heat. Oh, don't tell me he's taking a shower. Is it locked or something?
No, it isn't locked. Go ahead and open it.
Then, if you allow me.
Slowly, Erika put her hand on the doorknob on the bathroom door. Since she tried to push it open, but felt a strange resistance. Of course, it wasn't the resistance of a lock. It felt as though it had an unnatural load on it. Out of the slightly open crack poured the hot air from the shower. However, it was unlocked, so there probably wasn't anyone taking a shower. After letting a dumbfounded expression rise to her face, Erika slammed into the door with her whole body, knocking it open.
What?
As she opened the door, a hot blast poured out on her. Erika froze, unable to understand what happened. After falling backwards on her butt, she realized that boiling hot water was spewing at her and hard. Ha ha, take that! What is this? What a crazy prank! Cursing, Erika wrapped the blanket from around herself and tried to enter the bathroom once more. This time, she was able to figure out what was going on. It was quite an elaborate prank. A wire fixed the shower nozzle in place so that it pointed at the entrance. The pressure and the heat were turned up to the max, so that anyone who went through the door would be met with a wave of hot water. The pressure was very strong, which probably accounted for the weight that she had felt when trying to push the door open. She tried to make the nozzle point in another direction, but not only was it fixed in place by the wire, it was also fixed in a high place enough that Erika couldn't reach it with her height. She tried to turn off the pressure, but that was also held in place by wires. She couldn't manage anything with her bare hands. She'd have to get a tool that could cut the wires. However, when she looked into the bathtub, which was overflowing with very hot water, she saw bundles of wires and some nippers that had been used to cut them lying at the bottom. If she used that, she could turn off the pressure. Ah! Ow! 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 Damn you! The blanket she had used to protect herself from the shower was getting more and more drenched with boiling hot water. At this rate, she'd get burns even through the blanket. She needed to turn off the water quickly. Right next to the bathtub, she saw a hanging long-handled body brush. Perfect! Erica used it to skillfully scrape the nippers up from the bottom of the tub. Fortunately, it was a shallow Western-style bathtub. If it had been a deep Japanese one, it probably would have burned her badly. Making sure not to touch the hot metal parts, she carefully took apart the nippers. She carefully took the nippers and cut the wires around the faucet. Take that and that! She finally managed to turn the hot wire faucet, and the heat from the hot water storm died down. For a while, Erica was forced to cool her almost burnt arms under running water.
What a calamity. Would you like a bath?
I can wash your face with this brush.
I appreciate the sentiment, but no. Oh, that's a shame.
Erica had finally regained enough of her composure to be abusive. She turned off the faucet completely, and a silence returned to the bathroom. After that, all that remained was Erica's heavy breathing. She turned on the fan to get rid of the hot steam. She had to leave the bathroom until that was finished. It was pleasant, like stepping into an air-conditioned room on a hot summer's day. Now that was a ridiculous trap. However, that wasn't here at the time I examined Balor's corpse. Therefore, the appearance of this trap proves that Ushirimiya Balor was alive.
Well, I never thought he was dead anyway. So he decided to openly show a card that had already been exposed. Let's check the inside of the bathroom. Was Balor seen? No. No one was seen in the bathroom.
Good. Now that we confirm that, except for one location, Balor does not exist anywhere inside the guest room. Give that a rest. Just as weird as this one exception.
A coffin. Ushirimiya Balor's coffin, that is. Ashes to ashes. The dead to their coffins.
You plan to trap me in this room, right? Okay, let's have it. A silence that was complete except for the rain was suddenly filled with the smell of gunpowder. Though it was extremely quiet, the room was filled with tension, as though you'd be sliced in half if you relaxed for an instant. A cloud of gold butterflies gathered in the room's round table and turned to the witch's chessboard. It was finally time for her attack. Blue Truth, you did not vanish from this room. You just hid yourself to make it seem as though you disappeared from a closed room. The place you're hiding is the one exception I haven't investigated yet. As Erica lightly raised her right hand, a single gold butterfly appeared from the darkness behind her, flitted between the index finger and middle finger of Erica's raised hand and became a white piece. Then, she lifted it high into the air. This is the one exception, the walk-in closet next to the entrance. Like a falling white lightning bolt, the white piece hit the board, landing by a weak spot in Balor's formation.
Yes, it is here!
With a crash, the doors of the closet, which is just off to the side of the guest room's entrance, was impaled by a spear that represented the Blue Truth. Danor had spun around and thrown it. The door was completely pierced, and the spear stuck in so deeply that if a human had been hiding it, it would have pierced their chest as well. Its still quivering handle was a testament to the force which had been thrown. Oops. My bad. Let me reread that part again. Its still quivering handle was a testament to the force which had been thrown. At least that part. I messed up.
There are no places in which to hide other than this. You are now hiding in here.
What do you say, battler? Have you been struck to the chest for a literal smothered mate? Battler, it's our move now. Yeah, I thought I'd be like that, Erica. You intentionally left one spot open so you could stuff me into that coffin. It's the same move that trapped Kinzo in Natsuhi's room. I saw it coming.
Oh, did you? Then let's see your response. But let me make a prediction.
Let's hear it.
I'll checkmate you in 2 moves from now. That's my prediction.
Then I'll make the same prediction. I'll checkmate you in 2 moves.
Sounds interesting.
These predictions contradict each other. Who will be the liar, I wonder? The air burst and sparked. The silence would hurt one's skin.
Then go. It is your turn.
It's useless. Your lowly coffin won't be able to trap Balor. Here's my response. Slowly, Balor moved his hand over the chessboard. A gold butterfly that appeared from the darkness rested on Balor's finger and had become a black piece. That black piece was the king, which represented Balor. This is my response. To your Balor is hiding in the closet. Take this. Ushirime Balor does not exist within the guest room. There are no exceptions, including the closet. Like a black bolt of lightning this time, Balor slammed his piece down on the white piece of Erica's that cut deep behind his lines, crushing hers. It scattered like a golden spray and mellowed beautifully in the darkness as a faint cloud of gold sparks drifted about. I see, so he hid in the closet at first, and then slipped out of the room while Erica was occupied by the shower. It's the same technique he used to let Kinzo escape from the setting in the last game. Distract the observation of the observer and disappear into the darkness.
Good. Of course. Yes, of course. I already foreseen that move.
Next was Erica's turn. A gold butterfly popped into existence in front of Erica, and she grabbed it right out of the air. She then lifted the hand to the air and raised the white piece high.
Let me announce a retroactive move.
This occurs back in every...
Let me announce a retroactive move. This occurs back in the very beginning, right after I broke the seals and entered this room. At that time, I immediately closed the door, reset the chain, and sealed this room.
Objection. Go to sever the chain back when the crime was first discovered. Since the chain lock is not functioning, it's not impossible to use it to seal. Since the chain lock's not functioning... What is the... Objection. Go to sever the chain back when the crime was first discovered. Since the chain lock is not functioning, it's impossible to use it to create a seal. Objection overruled. Erica repaired the chain lock. See? Impossible! How could she have repaired a brass chain?
It was possible. Have you forgotten, Beto? The packing tape seals. Erica used that packing tape to join the 2 cut ends on the chain together, sealing them. In other words, the chain was repaired by the packing tape, and this room once again became a closed room locked from the inside.
Objection! Erica's already used up her packing tape seals, hasn't she? She shouldn't be able to use them anymore.
Objection overruled. The use of the packing tape wasn't limited by the number of strips, right? It was by the number of rooms. The only restriction was to limit it to only 3 rooms. Erica chose this.
What is wrong?
Objection overruled. The use of the packing tape wasn't limited by the number of strips, right? It was the number of rooms. The only restriction was to limit it to only 3 rooms. Erica chose this guest room to be one of those rooms. So Erica has the right to seal as many places as possible, as many times as she wants within this room.
That's right. I gave her permission to do that.
This is the cost of your pride. Sympathy is the evil liquor that the proud are most fond of. So, with this retroactive move, I proclaim the chain lock has been repaired by the packing tape seal.
Ugh, why do I keep messing up? I'm so mad.
So with this retroactive move, I proclaim the chain lock has been repaired by the packing tape seal as regained its original functionality. And thanks to that, I locked the room upon entering it and made this guest room a closed room from the inside once more.
The white piece Erica held aloft represented the seal caused by the chain lock. This move would draw out Balor's king and drag it to the guillotine.
Die, battler!
The piece for the chain lock was slammed down right at Balor's king's throat.
Repeat it! The lock created by the chain is currently intact.
Balor's face contorted. Banto, who was watching from behind, grimaced even more. This move was very painful. If his logic had him hiding in the closet until Erica left, using the uproar in the bathroom to escape, the chain lock must have been undone. In other words, he couldn't respond to her demand. If he didn't respond, Erica would use the blue truth in her next move. She'd probably say you hid in the closet and used the disturbance in the bathroom to escape. Since you couldn't set the chain lock from the outside, you left it undone. As she would be right. This was checkmate. As Erica had predicted, she would strike the finishing blow on the second move. And on top of that, she'd probably use the disappearing Balor to solve most of the crimes that were to follow. Losing the battle in this closed room would steal a major deciding piece from Battler. But what if he responded to her demand? What if he could say the lock created by the chain is still intact? That would be fatal to Erica. If it had already been shown with the red truth that this guest room could only be made into a closed room from the inside, so this hopeless closed room would instead become Erica's coffin. With a riddle of that magnitude, Erica probably wouldn't solve the mystery of Balor's disappearance before the end. Each unsolved riddle gives an advantage to the witch's side. Balor wanted to respond to this demand if at all possible. However, if he answered by saying that the chain was still set, he'd have to abandon the logic saying that he had escaped while Erica wasn't looking. Once he escaped, he wouldn't be able to set the chain lock again. It would make a riddle to corner Erica, but he would have to construct a different escape method. Even with a move such as him leaving the closet during the scene in the bathroom and hiding in another place, say under the bed, wouldn't work because he had proclaimed that Balor does not exist within the guest room. If he could construct logic that allowed him to escape from there while preserving the chain lock's position, then Erica would be the one facing a final blow. However, if he didn't have that logic, if he failed, it would be a logic error. The worst and lowest forbidden move that would instantly end the game in his defeat. He would have no way to recover. For Balor, deciding how to respond to this demand was a very advanced and difficult decision. Either way, Erica would probably corner him. In that case, my choice is obvious. Battler, this guest room has already been restricted in many ways by the red truth due to its closed room nature. How do you plan on escaping from this? If only I could do something about the chain lock. If only... If he could somehow get around the chain lock, he could force Erica to deal with the terrible closed room. It'd probably end up as a finishing blow to her. But in order to do that, he would need to make a trick for escaping the closed room that existed before Erica came back, which was now the closed room was sealed by the chain that Erica set right after entering the room. And on top of that, he had to make sure the chain could only be set from the inside remain in place. If he could do that, if he could find a way, then it would end here. But I still can't think of that trick. Right now, Erica's demanding to know whether the chain lock is still set or not. I need to decide whether I'll take that challenge or back down, and I need to do it right now. If I can find a certain win trick, then this is the end. But if I don't have that trick, I should just acknowledge that I slipped out of the closet, undid the chain, and escaped, backing out of the fight. If I say the chain was set without a trick up my sleeve, and it's impossible for me to escape, in other words, it's a logic error. Even if we lose the fight in this room, there still will be chances left to us. We still only started the second day, haven't we? We have plenty of time to reconstruct an impossible murder. No, that's no good. If I acknowledge that I escaped from this room now, it's the same as acknowledging that I'm the culprit. If I back down from the fight in this room, it's the same as accepting my defeat in this game. Balor's point was a valid one. Since all the other humans were still locked in the guest house, then if Balor alone was alive and free to move, Erica would probably base her explanation for all the following impossible crimes on the blue truth that Balor was the perpetrator. If they wanted to forcefully turn that around, they'd have to rewrite their tricks and logic so that someone other than Balor would be set up as the perpetrator. If they fix up one flaw, it would give rise to new flaws, which might eventually pile up and kill Battler. Even running away would mean tying the noose around his own throat. The first truth, that Balor is the culprit, has already been hit upon, and yet I have to struggle desperately to get out of this. I need to. I'm on the edge. I've definitely been cornered in a dangerous spot. However, if I can just change my position, everything might turn around at once. If I can just make this chain my weapon, I can kill Erica. Wait, are you actually going to respond to her demand? Is there any way to escape without undoing the chain lock? There isn't! If you respond, you'll lose instantly from the logic error at the end. It's clear which choice we ought to make. Yeah, it's clear. No matter what we choose, it'll turn for the worse just as Erica wants. If it's horrible either way, I'd like to choose the move that has the biggest reward if we win. You're going to call, even though you have no logic for escaping and no trump cards? You think you'd accept her demand and win? My cards might be useless. However, with just one more card, they might become a straight, a flush, or even a royal flush. If hell waits for me after both options, I'll take the one that'll finish her off if I win. That's an insane move. Sometimes madmen leap into the path of death. And so miracles occur. It's impossible. How could you escape from this closed room without removing the chain? There's only one difference between heroes and madmen. It's whether they win or lose. I'll be looking forward to your big victory. If I can finish things with this move, then as I predicted, I can kill Erica on my second move. I still can't think of a trick for escaping this closed room. However, there has to be something. There has to. Once I think of that, I can make a magic illusion of me changing into a butterfly and slipping out of the crack in the door like smoke. If I have even a drop of that mad magician's blood in my veins, please, let that honor give me a fragment of a miracle right now.
So, Battler, let's have that second move that you predicted your checkmate me on. Please give an answer to Lady Erica's demand. Will you respond, or will you refuse?
Slowly, Balor's hand stretched out to his king's piece on the board. He lifted it up, and slowly held it aloft, tracing a large circle in the sky. Would Balor respond, or wouldn't he? Would the lock cause but the chain be preserved, or wouldn't it? Would Balor's king crush the piece of the chain lock that stood right in front of it, or would it slip away like a ghost and escape? This is my response, as predicted. The second turn of mine. You're through. Here it comes, Fruto! Erica! Oops, I messed up. This is my response, as predicted. On the second turn of mine, you're through. Here it comes, Fruto Erica! Balor's king had become a black lightning bolt that crashed down to the board. Where had it gone? On top of the piece of the chain lock? Or past that piece? I will repeat it. The lock caused by the chain is intact. Balor's king had left the chain lock piece in its place and had slipped past it.
Yeah, it sure would be cool if you could say that the chain lock was still set, wouldn't it? Don't you think that would be cool?
But do you know what they call a fool? Who's full of himself and jumps into the path of death just because it's cool? No clue.
Assure me a battler.
That's what we call them. I fall on motion for a logic error! That red truth of yours just now has come off your own logic. Please have the impartial referee make her judgment immediately. Great Lady Lambda Delta! Motion received. Lambda Delta. Does this make logical sense? Your inspection, please.
Motion received. Battler, show me. Let me see your cards.
Battler.
It's a royal flush, right? If you got nothing, you won't get out of this with just a sorry, okay?
Yeah. I have no intention of apologizing. If it's a logic error, the game board will be blown right away. You've inherited this game board from Beato. It's the one thing you have left of that precious Beato, so you must not allow for a logic error. A logic error only becomes established when the witch admits to it. As long as they can keep thinking of new logic to escape with, they will not die, cannot die. However, that would be like living in an endless living hell of the mind. Even if you manage to crawl around forever after falling onto the darkness of thought, you'll just be eternally trapped in a hell where you constantly think of ways to escape that closed room while refusing to accept your logic error. Are you sure? Are you sure? This is nearly as bad as the depths of oblivion, got it? It's like the difference between falling from the roof of a 10-story building and falling from a roof of a 100-story building! Lambda, Battler has already finished making his move. Players can't take back a move once it's made. Act as an impartial judge, carry out our motion, and see whether or not Battler's escape from the closed room is logical, and whether there has been a logic error or not. Be slow, accurate, and meticulous like an archaeologist, and be as fast as a guy at that ice cream shop when he forcefully and skillfully scoops at that sweet, fragrant vanilla soy sauce ice cream.
Yes, I know that! Battler, let me see it.
Battler! Beato, you think I'll lose? I don't want to think that. After fighting with the old me many times, you finally reached the miracle that I so wanted you to find. So, I'd like to believe that you'll win through a miracle once again. This woman called Beatrice, the whole time, she fought on the same border between reason and madness. She fought with a mixture of sadness, anger, and several other emotions for me that can't be described with words. In the very last game, at the very last moment, she managed to seize victory. That might have been the purpose of the card Beato had been gripping as she fell. Beato passed away, without realizing that she had won. In the final game, the true victor was Beato. That Beato entrusted me with this game board, so I'll win. So I need you to at least believe in me, Beatrice. If I believe in a miracle occurs, please. I do believe in you, Battler! Ah! This is pissing me off! Please, just check it already, Lady Lambda Delta! There's no valid logic! There doesn't exist any way to get out of this closed room! You were overeager, Battler! If you could win with this, that'd be cool! If you could just vanish, even though the chain is still set, that'd make you so awesome, so cool, so mysterious! Hold me! Like hell you can! Like hell you can do it! If you could do it, that would really make you a witch! If you could bash your way out of this closed room like a puff of smoke, I'd have to acknowledge it! It'd be a work of a witch!
Quiet, Lady Erica. Lady Lambda Delta is conducting her inspection.
Pass through one move. Go back and corner. With sweat gathering on her forehead, Lambda Delta inspected the movements of the pieces from Battler's side. She was an accurate and meticulous as an archaeologist, just as Berncastle had told her to be. After gulping stiffly, Lambda looked several times between the formation of the pieces on the board. and Balor's face, which remained tense but steady. Lambda.
I have finished my inspection. There's no way that logic works.
Please, God. Erica.
What?
I'm so sorry.
Which way am I supposed to take that?
It was fun. Now this is the end.
I told you! Which way am I supposed to take that? Silence! I finished inspecting Balor's move. My decision is that... it's valid.
Valid? You're lying.
I judge it to be valid. He's presented logic that doesn't violate any of the red truths, and after I finished checking it, the move by the player on the witch side, along with that final red truth he repeated, are valid. Battler, for the first time, I've got to say, I think you're incredible.
See? In your game, a miracle will always occur if you believe. Battler! I'm sorry. If only I had believed more strongly, you wouldn't have been cornered like this. Banjo flew into Balor's chest, sobbing. Erica staggered backwards, shaking her head back and forth dizzily. And Byrne Castle. Her face was like an expressionless mask. Then slowly, it became a smile. And for some reason, it seemed like the sign of some horrible emotion.
Well done. To think that you escaped the room without removing the chain. Simply splendid.
With her small hands, Delnor slowly started to applaud quietly. She was followed by Gertrude and then Cornelia, and then by Beato and Lambda Delta 2. Applause filled the room. Oni-chan, how did you... I see. Yes, a move that cannot be seen by one whose thoughts are trapped within the closed room. Impossible! Impossible! As Lambda Delta watched Erica, who was breathing hard, shocked and dizzy with despair she couldn't accept, she had to take her head off to the swiftness of Balor's heart and intellect, and to the power of this miracle.
Incredible, Ushiromiya Battler. It's my complete loss for thinking that your power and Beato's would cancel each other out and bring about an eternal draw. And Byrne, who thought everything would move according to her plan, even though she already knew your true strength, has also suffered a complete loss. Byrne is the witch who waits for miracles, and you're the witch who summons miracles. You are not Byrne's piece. Just now, without a doubt, you've surpassed Byrne. You really did in this one moment. Think of a trick by which to escape from this closed room. As Erica predicted, Balor had been hiding in the closet. Then during the disturbance in the bathroom, he snuck out of the door. Erica had guessed as much. That's why they retroactively set the chain lock and sealed to prevent Balor from doing this very thing. The chain lock cannot be reset from the outside, so it should have been impossible to escape from a closed room. However, Balor didn't let his thinking get trapped inside this closed room. And so he broke through. It doesn't matter who, but let's explain it with his mother Kiri's piece. Just like Balor, the life and death status of the rest of the first Twilight victims had not been specified by the Red Truth. In other words, just like Balor, the others, and Kiri specifically, can still move. Their closed rooms were not sealed, so they can go out as they please. Kiri had come to save him. Kiri followed behind Erica and waited in the hallway while the latter entered the guest room and sealed the door from the inside. Then after Balor undid the chain lock and escaped, she entered the room in his place. Then Kiri reset the chain lock from the inside and hid in the closet just like Balor had done. Yes, Balor truly isn't inside the guest room right now. However, that doesn't mean that no one else is inside it.
Curie took Balor's place in the closet. The one exception that Erica had left, and is there still. Curie. Save Balor. Ushirimiya Curie cannot save Battler. Huh? What do you mean?
Ushirimiya Curie cannot save Battler.
Why not? There's no red saying that Curie can't save Battler. Wait a second. How are you using the red truth? Valid. Dalnor's red truth is valid.
Requesting permission to unsheath the red key.
Permission granted. Please do it, Dalnor. How? How can you give that permission? It's valid. As the result of an impartial judgment, I guarantee this red truth. Without telling us your reason? We'll tell you that soon. Very soon. But Balor isn't proclaiming Curie dead with the red truth just yet. It's allowed for Curie to be playing dead. And the packing tape has already been used on 3 rooms, making it impossible for you to seal Curie's room. So how can you use the red truth to say that Curie can't save Balor? That red truth has no basis. We'll tell you its basis soon. But more importantly, Lambda. The logic with Curie has ceased to function. You should probably find another piece to switch places with Balor, don't you think? Yeah. There are still pieces that can save Battler. Reconstruct the logic. All we need is someone who can switch places with Battler. It doesn't have to be Curie. Then let's switch it to Natsuhi. Ushirimiya and Natsuhi switch places with Battler. Dalnor, do it.
As you wish.
Dalnor's red longsword smashed Natsuhi's piece into little bits. How? How can Erica deny this logic? Without the detective's authority?
Ushirimiya and Natsuhi cannot save Battler.
Then Ava! Ushirimiya Ava!
Ushirimiya Ava cannot save Battler.
Then Rosa! Maya!
Useless. Rosa and Maria cannot save him either.
Death, death, death! Death, 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 death! Die the death! Sentenced to death! Great equalizer is the death! Objection! Erica doesn't have the detective's authority. How can she just use any red except for the packing tape seals? Objection overruled. Not having the detective's authority does not imply that one cannot use any red at all. There's something she can use, right? Yes, there is. There are several exceptions that even humans without the detective's authority can use. Insane. There's no way.
Yes, there is none. However, there is a certain action permissible only to humans without the detective's authority. And it can become truth of such overwhelming credibility that witches can easily raise it to the level of red truth.
A certain action permissible only to humans who aren't the detective. You don't mean, Erica, you... I've got it. Yes, if I'm right, this red truth is valid. I don't understand. Was there some power that could only be used without the detective's authority? There is. There is just one.
So you finally noticed.
That's right. That's the only reason I abandoned the detective's authority this time around. You told me I could make the detective proclamation whenever I wanted, right? Well, unfortunately, I am no longer capable of making that proclamation. Which Nox rule was it?
Noxus 7. It is. Forbidden for the detective to be the culprit.
You mean... What? Finally, Beato realized everything. Yes, the detective's authority bestows several powers that are useful for reasoning, but eliminates one single privilege. That is Noxus 7. It is forbidden for the detective to be the culprit.
In this game, it is impossible for humans without the detective's authority to examine corpses perfectly. So there have been several tricks where the dead have all been faking and walking around where they please. You probably thought you could use that logic to create several impossible crimes after this. When I said that I wouldn't make any detective proclamation, somewhere on the inside you must have said, I won. You're pretty sly yourself. You gave me the packing tape seals seemingly out of mercy. But that was because you planned to have all the first Twilight victims survive, band together, and carry out the crimes. So you gave me only 3 rooms worth, which wouldn't cover all 6 people. No matter which rooms I sealed, at least one of your underlings could move freely. You must have been planning to use that to corner me. But too bad. Your naivety really pisses me off. Stupid man.
I admit it. I admit that I fell for your monkey show. And that in my pride, I tried to show you some mercy. That's right. Even without the detective's authority, there's a way for humans to do it. A way to make sure that corpse examination cannot fail. Is the human lying in front of you alive or dead? You can answer that question by examining the corpse. With just a quick glance, your chances of being right are about 50-50 either way. Various bits of knowledge and experience can be used to obtain a more precise result. However, no matter how much you do that, while you can reach up to 99%, you can never reach 100% accuracy. That's what most people would think. However, there is one way to conduct a perfect examination.
And that is to kill them.
Erica!
Without the detective's authority, I can't tell whether the victims are dead or faking. So I needed a way to be sure. And if possible, it would be preferable if they were removed from the game board, so that they couldn't make a mess of things later on. So I dashed to the Chaos-filled mansion, visited all the crime scenes, and I re-killed all of them.
What on earth? Of course she couldn't just kill them however she liked. It would have to be a perfect way of killing, good enough that their deaths could be determined with the red truth. Erica made sure of that. The manner in which they were killed differed, but afterwards, she completely severed the heads of all those she killed. That method of killing is solid enough to be called the red truth, right, Lambda?
Valid. No human could survive after having their head sliced off.
Could you have severed all those heads without getting any blood on you?
For example, you could take a large trash bag from the kitchen and grab a knife through it. Then if you covered the entire corpse with trash bags as you did your work, you'd block nearly all the blood spatter. I used enough knives and bags for several people and left them there at the crime scene. Of course, I didn't humiliate myself by walking around with them, leaving blood in the hallways and dirtying my clothes. There'll probably be trash bags left at the crime scenes with my fingerprints on them, but since this game ends before the police come, that can't be used as evidence, so there's no problem with leaving them there.
Are you insane? What kind of mystery would ever allow something like that?
I can't believe I'm hearing this from a witch on the fantasy side. Oh, and don't worry, I didn't kill you. I didn't have time to sever the head of the last one I found, so I just sealed your whole room with the packing tape you gave me. Then again, that might have been because I knew this would happen, and then wanted to watch you struggle. Oh, that's right! Just as I can say that I killed them in red, I can say one more thing.
At this point, Erica stopped for a second and... she really be wearing an even uglier expression than everything before now? With that highest quality face, she spoke.
All 5 people I killed were very much alive until the moment I killed them. Everyone faithfully played dead as best as they could until the moment just before I killed them, okay? Maria was quite the little trooper. After all, even though her mother had already been killed in the same room, she kept on playing dead without even noticing.
They're demons. Up until now, many witches and demons have appeared in this tale. But for the first time, here are true, Demons. You bastards! You bastards! This time, Beato understood the entire plot of this tale. This tale was just a story of a prank. Surely someone had thought of playing a slightly harsh trick on this inconsiderate guest who loved to show her intelligence and act the part of a great detective. And several people had agreed to go along with it. And the ones who would play the victims would go into their assigned rooms and set the chain and the lock from the inside, and play dead to create a fake closed room murder. If you think about it that way, the closed rooms chosen for the corpses seem to make more sense. If you think about it that way, the rooms chosen for the corpses seem to make more sense. It was only natural for Natsu to die in her own room. If you're going to play dead, it's only natural you want to lie down in your own bed. Ava's vanity is strong, so she must have asked to die in the VIP room. Kira was in Cress's study. That was probably well air-conditioned and comfortable. Rosa and Maria were in the parlor. A soft sofa should have been a great place to play dead. Mari had done her best and had impressively acted the part of lying dead alongside the wall. Battler was in the guest room. The temperature here was also nice. The bed must have also been fairly pleasant. Yes, the victims for the first twilight had all died in comfortable rooms. In the past games, the corpses had often been found exposed in the courtyard or under the rose garden arbor, in the cold gardening shed, or in the boiler room. This time, there were no victims in such any inhospitable places. This is probably the truth. This is a story of a prank with no one dead from the beginning, and then this demon turned it into a real murder case.
You do have the right to speak ill of Lady Erica. However, right now, you also have the obligation of showing a new logic that doesn't lead to any contradictions.
Ashes to ashes, dust to dust, corpses to corpses. Hey, battler, let's continue the game. Please present a different human to switch places with you. If you don't, your trick will become a logic error. There's now no one who can come to the rescue. Erica's killed all of them. Damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it! Battler, please calm yourself. Now's the time to hold back your tears and fight. Even if you lost 5 pieces who can save you, there's still 11 people in the guest house. You're right. Kraus, Hideyoshi, Rudolph, George, Jessica, Shannon, Kanon, Genji, Goto, Kumasawa, Nanjo. It doesn't matter who, as long as someone comes here. Somebody help! But it's no use. Please look at this. Gertrude! Cornelia! Let it be known that we are here and ready. Valor! Please look at this! What are these? Erica, who was now so excited her pronunciation was tumbling all over the place, pointed at the 2 doors. It was the hallway on the 2nd floor of the guest house. They were in front of the cousin room and the next room over. Look! Here! There's something attached to the door! What is it? Hey! What is it, Gertrude? Know that it is the packing tape seal of the cousin room. Oh, yeah! Very good! One more! What about this door? Know that it is the packing tape with the seal of the next room over. Oh, very good! Okay, you two. Why don't we show everyone watching at home on their TVs? Please, have a look at the packing tape seals on both doors. So, what do you think of them? Are they broken or aren't they? Please, let us have the red truth. Please allow me to speak. Know that neither is broken. Know that the unbroken seal proves that there are still none who have entered or exited. It needs no second telling, but know that no entry or exit without breaking the seal is impossible.
Good! Battler, it is as you see. There no longer exists anyone who can save you.
The victims of the first twilight have all been killed, and the guest house is still sealed. No one can come to the rescue. Erica had guessed that this moment might come so long ago, and that was why she made the strategic move of suddenly sealing those 2 rooms. This answered the doubts Cornelia had felt at the time. Wondering why the human side player wouldn't want as many free humans as possible was a natural, simple reaction to that move. However, if you sealed up all the humans, there would be no room for magic to intervene. Why is magic magic? Because the people who see it say that it's magic. Then it's possible for magic to exist in a place with no people? Does a lack of anti-magic toxin mean that there's no problem? Wrong! Magic in a place that isn't being witnessed is no different from a delusion, a daydream. Magic that matches a result must be carried out by human hands. If all humans are sealed off, then magic cannot be created. This is Erica's strategy for this game, and her beautiful checkmate. Well now, who's going to come save you? Please tell me that any of the real person who switched places with you and remained in the guest room in your place, and set the chain lock from the inside, if they even exist.
Okay, Battler. Your logic has been interrupted. Who could have come to save you? You're now in the middle of a logic error.
Wait! I'm still thinking!
Battler, you have 2 options and 1 duty. The first option is to build a new thread of logic to reconstruct your closed room trick. The second is to come clean and admit your logic error. And you're obligated to choose one of these options.
It is merciful. There are no restrictions on the amount of time you have to make that choice. That's right. Your time is endless, eternal.
I'm sure there's still some way, some twisted logic that can get you out of this. Anyway, I'm sure there's still some way. I'm thinking about it. What about you, Beato? Let me know if you find anything. I'm sure the old Beato could have managed something. She built up several closed rooms like this. Beato felt awful. Why was she Beato yet not? Surely the old her would have thought of some trick under these restrictions. If only she could do that, she could guide Battler to victory. But she couldn't do it as her current self.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll think of a good trick. Eventually. Surely. Probably. Maybe. Pretty sure it's impossible, though.
So then, Battler, let's go back to the guest room. From now on, that'll be your world.
Once again, they returned to the slightly chilly guest room. It was the same room as before, of course. But it felt as though an unsettling darkness had crept in.
Here's the room you'll spend your days in from now on. You just need to escape from this room by any means you want.
However, there are conditions. As I believe you know, these were all the things you forced on yourself. First, this room is a closed room created from the inside. The seals on the window are intact, so there can be no escape through there. Of course, there's no way to escape by leaving through the bathroom. I'll make it simple. There's no exit to escape from except this door. However, the chain lock on this door is set. You can unset and reset it all you want, but you can only do so from the inside. Furthermore, you're free to go through the door, but you cannot leave or escape while the chain lock is unset. You have to show that you can escape from this room with the chain lock still connected.
But he couldn't possibly
do it. He made this closed room himself.
We have arranged for just one exit other than the door. That one's in the bathroom.
My merciful master has given you your last way out, if you fail to think of any trick to escape. Please listen up!
Berncastle guided Battler to the bathroom. It was just a normal bathroom. The setup that had surprised Erica to buy time was no longer working. However, the bundle of wire and the nippers that had been used to prepare that trap still lay in the empty bathtub. Are you saying that I can use these to escape?
Yes, please feel free. It's a present. However, no matter what you use, you can't lock the room from the outside. And you can't fool the seals either, okay? These tools aren't here to help you pull some trick with a chain lock. They're here to let you escape from this room in a more direct way.
How am I supposed to use these?
Not bad, Bern. I see that your mind's as grotesque as ever.
There's an exit that leads directly outside from this bathroom. Can you find it?
You don't mean... Did you figure it out, Beto? Please tell me! That's... impossible! Please, where is it? Tell me! We can't let the game end like this! There. Huh? Where? Under the bathtub?
Can't you see it? There's a round hole that leads straight out of this room. It's a bit small, though.
You people! You people!
It's a drain right at the bottom of the bathtub. You can get out through there without touching the chain lock. But your body is a bit too big to get out through this exit. That's why I decided to lend you those tools there. You can escape through the drain?
How? She couldn't mean using those nippers for 100 years to widen that hole, right? Battler and Beto had already realized. They had figured out this demonic way the demons were proposing.
Just use those nippers and cut your body down to a size that can fit.
Crunch, crunch. Might as well sit back in the tub under a hot shower. As you start from your feet going up, chip then wash, chip then wash. Just keep doing that and oh, what do you know? You suddenly managed to escape from the closed room.
Oh, what do you know is right, my master. Looks like both siblings are going to end up the same way. But Bern, at that rate, just the hand holding the nippers will be left.
That's why we have the wire. Beforehand, Battler will have to wrap the wire around his wrist and stretch the other end into the corridor through the crack in the door. You should be able to fit just a wrist through the crack left by the chain lock. If you're willing to do that, I'd be happy to pull that wire from the hallway to save you.
My master, if you do that, I want it! Battler's wrist!
And what would you use that for? But no, I've already decided to use it as a back scratcher. When the time comes, I'll scratch your back with it. What do you say?
Yes, my master! Master's going to scratch my back! Battler's... Finding them annoying? Irritating? Obnoxious? Don't worry. It'll get quiet really soon. All noise to disturb your thoughts will now disappear for all eternity until you can escape from this closed room.
That's a relief. I'll be glad of the quiet.
Here's some advice from a survivor of hell. Enjoy this noise while you can. Even the annoying insults you hear now will bring you fond memories to preserve your sanity amidst the eternal silence. Do you hate Bern and Erica? Then that's their parting gift to you. As long as you have that hatred, you'll be able to avoid giving up. Giving up has a completely different meaning here, okay? Prepare yourself while you can. For the eternity of hell you'll be in when you've given up, but still cannot escape.
Did you just call yourself a survivor? Then you also...
You know, every once in a while, that terror comes back to me. I wonder whether I really escaped from that hell. What if I actually lost my mind a long time ago, and I'm still in there, just seeing a delusion of us all happily chatting like this? That nightmare still terrifies me, and so I need to constantly truly feel that this isn't a dream. Hey, are you guys really real? You aren't just an insane delusion. I'm having inside that hell, right? Right? Right?
There was something in Lambda Delta's pleading expression that sent shivers down the spine. It was probably more terrifying than any threatening words that she could have used with even the most vile expression on her face. It's time for Balor to realize a logic error isn't so sympathetic that you can just stick out your tongue, ask for forgiveness, and say you'll be more careful next time. It's never worth risking one by leaving things up to chance, even if you feel you can't back down from this point in the fight. It's time for him to face reality and learn the true risks and terrors implied by the words betting one's life on a fight, which must sound so exciting for a man.
Balor, get a hold of yourself. I'll think deeply upon it as well. I'll think of a trick to escape this room with all I've got. I'll come save you.
Beato. I'll definitely think of something. Just watch!
Well, regretfully, it's time for us to leave. We mustn't get in the way of this job any longer.
See you later, battler. Or, like you'd like to say, see you later, battler. Or, like you'd say it, see you again, right? Have a nice day. Later, battler. Good luck.
Balor, don't give up. You'll certainly think of a trick. I'll think of as well, and I'll come to save you.
Beato! Before he could finish saying Beato's name, they all disappeared. They hadn't disappeared in a golden spray or turned to butterflies and flown away. Just as though there had never been anyone in this room since the beginning. Everyone but him had vanished in an instant. Nothing remained, not their voices, their presence, their warmth, nor even the faint perfume Beato had worn. The frigid air of the room was wrapped only in the lonely sound of the wind and rain. With that overpowering feeling of isolation, I finally began to realize how horrible a punishment this would be. Damn those bastards! It can't be that hard to get out of a room like this. I mean, rooms are made so that people can go in and out of them, right? If they can't do that, you wouldn't call it a room. How pointless. It's easy to undo the lock and chain from the inside. Damn it. For some reason, I've always been clumsy. And undoing chain locks has always given me trouble. Oh, it's off. How pointless. Look, I can already open the door whenever I want. Hey, what's this cold feeling on my neck? What the hell is this? Why is there suddenly an iron collar around my neck that's attached to a chain? Damn it. Who could do something like that? When I reset the chain lock, it disappears. And when I take it off, it appears. The chain's pretty long, so I can make it pretty far out in the hallway, but it won't let go of the door. And if I close the door and stand on the outside and stick my hand through the crack, maybe I can figure out how to set the chain. Why have I always been so clumsy? I'm not really clumsy, it's just me and the chain locks don't go well together. Damn it, I hate chain locks, I hate chains. Why won't it work? Why can't I set the chain lock from the outside? Damn it, damn it, damn it. Uh-oh, poor Balor.
Battler! Battler! Hang in there! Hang in there!
Can't get out. Beato called out to Balor repeatedly, shaking his shoulders hard, but by now, Balor's eyes were blank. The words didn't reach him. Berncastle and Erica had already left. The game was officially suspended until Balor could think of a new trick. But it was doubtful that it would even be resumed even after 1,000 years or more.
Okay, I'm heading off too. So long, you two.
There's no need to say so long. We'll think of a trick right away and the game will resume. We won't take up your time. So stay here a little longer, please.
We've heard those same words from many witches in the past, and I've heard of hardly any who's managed to actually resume their games. As far as I know, the only two are me and Bern.
Why would a person who knows about that hell throw another person into it? Just because you're bored? Is that all?
Yeah, that's all. It's to escape from boredom. Because when we get bored, we remember. We remember that hell. And you know, by throwing someone else down into that hell, we realize that, oh, we're the ones on the throwing side. And that means we are in that hell ourselves. If we don't keep doing that, then the fear of that hell will overwhelm us.
If you two manage to get out of it, then he certainly will. I will save him. I can say it with certainty.
With certainty? You swear with certainty before me, Lambda Delta, the Witch of Certainty?
Yes, with certainty!
Very well. I was the guardian of the former you anyway. Though the current you is different, I'll take care of you one last time. I'll give you a parting gift.
And what is that?
Hope. As long as you hold on to your certainty, your wishes will definitely come true. Are you listening? The old you was the endless witch Beatrice. You used to love detective novels that depicted impossible crimes, and you used to make those... Are you listening? The old you was the endless witch Beatrice, and you used to...
I messed up.
Are you listening? The old you was the endless witch Beatrice, and you used to love detective novels that depicted impossible crimes, and you used those to make the claim that a witch existed to make many people believe in magic, as one stage on your path to becoming a witch.
Detective novels?
That's right. The old you was an avid reader. You loved detective novels, loved closed room murders, and were a super expert on impossible crimes. You searched for and found several closed room tricks, found the single most basic element to all of them, and used that to form the core of your magical compendium. Didn't Ballard tell you? He said the old you would have definitely thought of a way to get out of this predicament. I agree with that. I guarantee it by the name of the Witch of Certainty, Lambda Delta. The old you would have definitely resolved this closed room trick. That's my parting gift to you. Goodbye. You sworn to the Witch of Certainty that you'll act with certainty, so I won't say farewell. I'll see you again soon.
Yes, we'll see you again soon.
Lambda Delta vanished into thin air. Then the smoking room of the witch. The two who held the title of Endless Witch were left behind. One had empty eyes. The other supported the first by his side. Ironically, it was the exact opposite of how their relationship had been the previous game. Oof. I wish the cricket didn't interrupt, and I wish I didn't mess up. Okay. Well, Ushiro Miya Natsuhi. Her corpse was found in the room. Her neck was completely severed by a blade. The most perfect kind of corpse. Both impossible to mistakenly identify as dead and completely unrecognizable. And we don't need to read the rest because it all happened.